Through the advancement of technology, it is becoming easier for filmmakers to implement interactivity into their films. We must preserve the traditional film watching experience while also avoiding impeding the growth of film as a medium. While they are similar in some respects, the way people enjoy films is different to the way people enjoy video games. While watching a movie, someone can partake in an activity such as eating or scrolling through social media. With video games, this is more difficult. The person's hands are usually taken up by some form of controller, and their attention is primarily on the video game itself. Films with interactive elements are experienced in a way closer to video games than the traditional film. One of the more recent examples of interactivity in film is Black Mirror Bandersnatch. When presented with a choice, the film would pause until the viewer made their decision, making viewers stop what they are doing and select an option. While this is not an inherent flaw of Bandersnatch, it definitely separates it from the traditional film experience. Another way to view these differences is that interactive films would not replace the traditional linear film experience, but simply act as another option in which people can entertain themselves. The traditional linear experience definitely has its advantages over interactive experiences, and both forms of film could exist concurrently in the future. Cinemas are a crucial aspect of the film watching experience. However, if interactive films are to increase in number, cinemas could struggle immensely. This is because interactive experiences just aren't viable in large group settings. If they were to make viewers vote through an app of some form, either the cinema would have to show the most popular option only, or split up viewers into different screenings based on the option they selected. Either a proportion of the audience would be disappointed that their option wasn't selected, or the audience would be split up. Either way, viewers would feel alienated and unfulfilled by the experience. Interactive experiences aren't viable in a cinema setting, but I don't believe this will directly lead to the death of cinemas. Cinemas are already in decline due to things like streaming, and at most, interactive films would simply speed up this decline. As for the social experience of film, I believe that interactivity would actually enhance discussions about film rather than spoil them. Rather than asking someone about their thoughts on a particular scene in a movie, conversations are instead about what choices they made. For example, say if an interactive film presents its viewers with some form of moral dilemma. Viewers can discuss this decision with others, spawning a much more interesting discussion than a simple conversation about a person's thoughts on the linear events of a film. In conclusion, I don't believe interactive films will ruin the film watching experience, and could even enhance some aspects of it. However, the traditional film format still needs to be preserved, as it has some advantages over non-linear experiences.